Today we're going to talk about one of the biggest reasons why people can't grow their business. Hey, it's Don. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about what holds many people back. Many times I'll be talking to somebody, I'll be conversing with them, email or whatever the case may be, and they'll be talking about where they're at and they've been stuck at the same spot over and over and over again. They can't break a barrier. They've hit a spot where they just can't make anymore. They can't figure out anything else to do. Now, a majority of the time, the vast majority of the time that I hear this and I'm looking at their store and stuff, they're only selling on one platform. They're only thinking of one-dimensional business, just their business in one single spot without branching it off. Now, I talk about all types of things. I give out prices, what I get for things. It's not always a price I'm quoting for something I'm going to sell on eBay now as well, because many times other platforms, the item will sell much higher. And I've talked about this in many videos. You got to figure out where your stuff can sell best. And eBay isn't always the answer for it. There's many other things. High-end auctions such as Heritage or something along that line. There's many options to sell the items you have. Don't lock yourself into one single site. I'm not saying to dump anything off of one site or stop doing eBay or anything like that. I have no goals whatsoever to stop doing eBay until I'm not making money at it. If I don't make money at it, of course I am going to quit. But as long as something makes me money, I am still going to invest my time and energy into those platforms. But I don't stick to just the same platform. 5 years ago, yes, just eBay. But nowadays, as many platforms as I can spread myself out to, again, it has to be profitable. If you go out to a bunch of platforms and you're not making any money, you don't need to be going out to other platforms. You got to go to platforms that will be beneficial to what you sell. Like if you sell car parts, you're not going to do very well on Poshmark at all. So you've just got to think about what you're selling. There's smaller sites, there's auction sites, as I said, there's specifics and niche sites that can handle just specific items. And in many cases, some of these other secondary markets, the items will go for far more than they would, say, on eBay, because everybody who's into certain niches know that site and they all conjugate there to get the best stuff. So in many cases, some of the best stuff doesn't even ever hit eBay. So you don't have to lock yourself in. A good reason why as well, let's say you do Amazon and you can't sell certain items, you're gated on them. You got to take them somewhere, and obviously eBay is the next best thing to many items you can sell on Amazon. Now, we started with eBay as well, and through the years I figured out that I can get more money for many of the items that we've been selling on eBay by simply listing them on Amazon. The pool of buyers for Amazon is so much bigger than on eBay for many different items, and it's from all over the globe, and many people don't care how much they pay for it. They just want it, and they want it now. And that's part of the reason you can get more money on certain sites, like a specific comic or baseball site or a coin site, or as I said, Heritage, Sotheby's, Christie's. All of those big auction companies specialize in certain things, and most of those things that they sell routinely will sell for more money at their facilities than they will on eBay. It's just the nature of the game. Your biggest job as an online seller is to get the most amount of people to see your items as possible. And obviously just sticking to one site isn't always the best option because, again, there's so many other sites. So depending on what you're selling, your goal is going to be to branch those items out. That may mean just dual listing those same items on multiple sites, either through third-party apps like Sellbrite or something along that line, or by using Shopify, depending on the platforms. There are other sites as well, like the Hip platforms or Bonanza, that will automatically transfer your items to other sites, such as pulling them from eBay to Bonanza. It's something that will work. The Hip platform's the same thing. Biggest way to do this is to test a few items here and there and see what sells better. Research the sites, see what's selling if you can find comp sales. You can also pay some services that will give you breakdowns of what's sold. So you got to be careful, but most of the data is out there for free. You've got to invest the time and the energy, though, to broadcast yourself out. The more sites you go to, the more people you will reach, and the more money you should make. It's got to be good items, though. You can't just throw junk up and expect it to sell. Research is key. That helps all of this work as well. You've got to spend the time and be diligent to research the items, and then research where they sell the best. We sell on multiple platforms. Some of our other platforms that we sell on have picked up far beyond what I would expect, and we sell more on some other platforms in many different niches than I do on eBay. So you just got to be careful and sell it on the right platform. A good example is some NOS items. If you're ungated in some items, you could list them on eBay, say, for maybe $50, but on Amazon they could go for $100, even $150. It just depends on the item and how much interest there is in it. Again, this is information that you need to dig into when you're selling things, especially if you're doing wholesale, NOS, and RA, retail arbitrage. You got to be able to play the market. RA as well is a perfect example on why you need to broadcast to several sites. Many times you'll find some really good items, but you'll be gated on Amazon while you're outsourcing, but they still may sell on eBay. Profits may not be as big, but it's still a profit. A profit is a profit. Your goal as the owner of the company is to increase the bottom line. Bring as much money as you can down to the bottom. That's your money. That's your profits. That's what you get to keep if you so wish to. Many people will reinvest it, but that's your goal, to bring as much money down. Lower your costs, sell as many items as you can for the most amount of money. And reaching across the internet to as many sites, even advertising, Google ads and things like that, do work if you're selling the right items. So again, don't be one-dimensional. Look into this. Keep in mind as well that many of the items that I talk about, I don't just sell on eBay. Prices aren't just for eBay, and comp research that I do doesn't necessarily come from eBay either. So keep those thoughts in mind when you're doing your own business. Set it up for yourself. What works for me doesn't necessarily work for you, but broadcasting your stuff to as many people as you can should work for almost anybody on the globe. But that's what I have for you today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the like button down below. You can also hit the bell icon to be notified if I post new content or go live. Subscribe and tell all your friends.
Red Hot Shots, good and hot tongue teasing candy that's sure to give your taste a bang.
It's a firecracker treat that's fun to eat.
Just pull the fuse, pop them in your mouth, and take off for fun. What candy?